Hi everyone, Siew here, co-founder of Macaranga.
Hi everyone, Yao Hua.
Okay, so we are here to tell you about some changes that are happening at Macaranga.
Yep, and we are recording this video to first share with you what Macaranga has achieved in the past 6 years and what we plan to do upcoming.
Yeah, okay, so we started off just wanting to write in-depth analytical stories about environmental issues in Malaysia because we saw a gap.
And when did we start?
It was 2019.
July 2019, so we have officially entered our 7th year. And here's something special for you, Siew, and for the rest.
Okay.
So, remember the first stories that we did was to cover this congress, the International Congress for Conservation Biology, that happened in KLCC in July 2019, and that was when we published our first stories on macaranga.org, and this was our press pass at the time.
Okay, yeah, so since then we've been publishing lots of in-depth stories, and we've been not just us writing, but we've also got freelance writers to do the writing as well.
Yeah, so we have published stories, we try to publish 1 or 2 stories every month, and we have changed our models several times in the last 6 years. But let's try to rattle off some of the stories that we have published. We have written quite a good number of stories on forest management, forest use, forest plantations, illegal logging, rare earth mining, what else? Landfills. Mm-hmm. We wrote about the El Nino at one point.
Yep.
And what stories do you remember?
Yeah, well, definitely the marine stories as well.
Yeah.
So, cover stuff that happens on land. We also cover stuff that happens on the coast and in the waters as well. So we've done conservation stories on species that live on the coast or in marine waters around Malaysia as well.
And in recent times, we have written many stories on wildlife trade, right? Siew has been leading that quite a bit. And of course, those are all stories within Malaysia. We only report on the Malaysian environment, right? Yep. We also do a lot of training. So that was sort of like we have this two-pronged, the goals that we want to achieve. One is to write and report about the environment, and the other is to really train and empower, fellow journalists or just people who want to become journalists too, so that we have more people reporting on the Malaysian environment. Otherwise, it'd be quite lonely. So, what have we done in terms of the training?
We have been training not only freelance writers who write for Macaranga, so we bring them through a whole process of editing, right from creating stories right up to publication, but we also work with multiple newsrooms because I think we need a community, in order to get the reports out there and to make sure the reports are read by as wide an audience as possible.
Yeah, there's one thing I'm very proud of about Macaranga, that is, I think we are very generous and we are very generous.
If we don't say so ourselves.
Yeah, we're definitely generous. Not so much, not so humble, but very generous. In that we have so many of our colleagues coming from different newsrooms in Malaysia, even outside of Malaysia, coming to us for with asking for help with data or reporting approaches or contacts, so many things and story ideas. And we have always helped whenever we can. And this is probably the only time we are claiming credit for any of it. And so we have done workshops, we have done many seminars in universities, in schools, in newsrooms, and local and then overseas. And mentorships, right?
Yeah, I think mentorships is something that we are quite proud of as well. I mean, we're proud of all the stuff that we've done. And mentorship basically means working on a specific theme and working with getting experts in a workshop on a specific topic, and then getting journalists to come in and develop ideas on that, and we help see them through right to the editing stage.
So that's the impact on the training side of what we do. Let's share a bit about some of the impact of our reporting, our stories. Siew, can off the top of your mind, any stories and that has some impact that you'd like to share?
Well, I think most recently, I'm proud of all the stories that we have done and the stories that our writers have written. But I think the shark story. So we did something on the important shark and ray areas, which was a new conservation approach for sharks and rays. And Yahua coded it, and we came up with a map showing all the different areas that that are important for sharks and rays. And we didn't expect the sort of like reception to it, which was really outstanding. People actually loved the map. And I think one of the impacts that I like is that scientists told us that they use the map. It's a very handy kind of tool that scientists can use, and couldn't be prouder of that.
Most of the stories I've written for Macaranga are about the forest, and I guess the one that had the most impact, most material impact, would be the one that we wrote about this indigenous community, Orang Asli community in Pahang. They were living in the forest reserves or ex-forest reserves, and logging was happening. And they were fighting against the logging, claiming their customary land rights. But they did not know of a certain letter used in an official document that supposedly, allegedly signaled their consent to the development. And they've been fighting that development for 2 years before that. And it was our reporting that revealed to them this letter, and then it then led up to the community bringing their case to court. And it was recently settled under conditions that they were very satisfied with. So that's, I would say, I think it's one of the biggest impacts of all the stories I've written in my entire career.
Right.
The good thing about being our own bosses, right, is that we can write any topic that we feel that we like, even though it might not be so, for example, timely or so
trendy,
trendy, or it's not like the flavor of the month. Like I have a story like that, which if it was not for Macaranga, I don't think I would be able to write it. There's a story on the arowana, the Asian arowana. That's all I'll say. I was very proud of the story, and I'm very thankful to Macaranga as a platform, and that I'm the only that my editor allowed me to write it.
So I guess where are we now? Well, Yahua has won a very prestigious fellowship for a year.
Well, less than a year.
An academic year.
Yeah. It's so it's the Nieman Fellowship, and I'll be based at Harvard, and I'll be there to study. So I'm very, very excited to become a student again. Yeah,
I'm kind of jealous because he gets to play, he gets to experiment.
And slack.
Yeah. This guy is really, really hardworking, so I don't think slacking is actually on it. Yeah, but in the meantime, what we're going to do in the next immediate few months is actually to do an evaluation of Macaranga, because I think it's important for us to take stock of what we have done, and are we doing the right thing? Are we serving you, the readers, the best way that we can? So look out for our socials, and we'll be holding, for example, focus group discussions, and then talking to a lot of people during this period. And next year we'll be back.
Thank you to Siew for doing all of that. She'll be leading all of that while I'm away, as I said, slacking. But yeah, it's 6 years in. It's well, we probably should have done this earlier, right? Our website, we have been planning to revamp our website since day one, and we have not done it.
Yeah, so if you've got any sort of like comments or feedback or anything at all, do reach out to us through our socials or our email address.
Yeah, and of course, one of the reasons that we definitely need this review is, to also review our finances. So, we have done so much, we have achieved plenty, but, financially has always been a challenge since day one and to date, of course.
First of all, thank you to all our Macaranga supporters. You guys have just been awesome, and we couldn't have done any of the stuff really honestly without you guys. So thank you very much. Whether you've been sharing our stories, whether you've actually been been part of the payment system.
Yeah. Some of our supporters actually just told us outright that just take my money, don't tell me what you want to do with it, just I support you, and just take our money.
Thank you so much, for believing in environmental journalism, for believing in what we do, right? But we need to consider other models of financing as well, and that's what this period is for as well. If you've got any ideas how to keep Macaranga sustainable, please reach out to us.
So Siew, now that we are entering this review phase, we're entering this hiatus about Macaranga, And looking back, all the things that we have done and looking forward, you have anything that you'd like to share? How do you feel now?
No, I think I've been very lucky to have met you. We haven't
Same here,
actually,
yeah.
we haven't actually known each other like for years and years and years.
No, we only know each other the year before we actually started Macaranga.
Yeah, so I guess, if anything, like, if there's anything you want to do that you feel you want to do, just do it. I think we just said, okay, it's fine if we fail or whatever, but just do it. And I think for me personally, I think I never expected Macaranga to be as successful as it has been. I think we've achieved a lot, but we've worked so hard, and I think there's been a lot of sacrifices on both our parts, but we really pushed through some very, very tough times. I think it's really important that we continue doing what we're doing, and we will. What form it's going to take, let's see how it goes. Yeah, but I couldn't ask for a better partner, honestly, than Yao Hua.
Well, same here. Definitely same here. I think there are many surprising things to me about Macaranga and the journey that we have had. And one of it is that that I've been able to work so long and so well with Siew. Those that work with me know that I'm not very much a team player, and I don't really stay in a team for too long. But this has worked out marvelously. I would like to take this chance to really give a big thank you to first our Macaranga supporters. They're really awesome, and unfortunately there's just not enough of them. But for those who have been supporting us, really big thank you to you. You have no idea how much you mean to us. And I also really like to thank all the journalists who have given us their trust. And to write for us and to listen to our comments, on the editing and on story ideas. Some of our regular contributing writers now were not journalists just say 2-3 years ago, and I think that now that some of them really want to be journalists and continue on this path, right? And I really feel like that's like probably to me like the biggest impact that Macaranga has done. Who knows where and what Macaranga will be in the next year, but that legacy in the new journalists that we have trained and or inspired, I think it's a great legacy to have.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, of course, a big thank you to all the media foundations, all the funders who have actually believed in us, believe what the two of us can do, and again, without the funding from grants and media foundations, again, we wouldn't be able to do what we have been able to do. Yeah. So I think last words would be, Macaranga isn't going anywhere. Yeah, we're just going to take a new form, and so we're letting you know. Just continue following us on our socials, and watch out for what's going to happen next year.
All right, that's it. Thank you again for all your years of support, and we'll see you very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, bye.
Bye.